How to read and apply the PT chart for blend refrigerants. A blend refrigerant is made up of two or more single component refrigerants that are combined at the factory at specific percentages to make a new refrigerant. A binary blend is a refrigerant made of two single component refrigerants. Common examples of a binary blend refrigerant are R410A and R454B. A ternary blend is a refrigerant that is made of three single component refrigerants. The two or more refrigerants that make up a blend usually have different boiling points. Because the refrigerants act together as a blend, the boiling point and condensation points of the mixture may also differ. The refrigerant's boiling point is the temperature at which the liquid begins to change state and starts to boil at a certain pressure. This occurs at the evaporator. The refrigerant is saturated at its boiling point because both liquid and vapor exist at the same time in the same location. The refrigerant's condensation point is the temperature at which the vapor begins to change state and starts to condense at a certain pressure. This occurs in the condenser. The refrigerant is saturated at its condensation point because both liquid and vapor exist at the same time and location. Temperature glide is the swing in temperature between the point of saturation during the boiling point and the condensation point. If a blend refrigerant has a temperature glide, it means that the phase change from liquid to vapor, which occurs in the evaporator, has a different saturated pressure temperature correlation than during the phase change from vapor to liquid, which occurs in the condenser. Blend refrigerants are referred to as azeotropic, near azeotropic, or zeotropic based on their temperature glide. Azeotropic means that the refrigerant blend behaves like a single component refrigerant and little to no temperature glide exists. Because of this, a standard PT chart with one pressure for each given temperature can be used. Near azeotropic means that the blend has minimal temperature glide between the boiling point and condensation point. Because the boiling and condensing points are not the same, near azeotropic refrigerants may require a PT chart with two pressure columns for each given temperature. However, R410A is an example of a near azeotropic refrigerant that has a very minimal temperature glide of roughly 0.3 degrees Fahrenheit. Because R410A has such a minimal temperature glide, a standard PT chart with one pressure for each given temperature can be used. Zeotropic means that the blend has a noticeable or significant temperature glide between the boiling point and condensation point. For a zeotropic refrigerant, two pressure columns must be used for each given temperature. R407C is an example of a zeotropic refrigerant blend with a significant temperature glide. R454B is an example of a zeotropic refrigerant with a noticeable temperature glide. R454B has a temperature glide of roughly 2.1 degrees. Because of this, R454B requires two pressure columns as shown in figure 4-15. A temperature glide of around 2.1 degrees Fahrenheit is still considered low, but should be accounted for when measuring the saturated temperature of a refrigerant in both the evaporator and condenser coils. Now I'm showing you what the online course platform looks like, and we're heading into the knowledge check to see if we retain the information from the video. So our first question is, a blend refrigerant is made of two or more single component refrigerants combined at the factory. And that's true. An example of a ternary blend is R454B, and that answer is false because we know that R454B is made up of two refrigerants, not three, as in the case of a ternary blend. The swing in temperature between a blend refrigerant's boiling point and condensation point is the blank, and that's temperature glide. A blend refrigerant that has a minimal temperature glide is referred to as blank. And the answer for that is near azeotropic, such as the refrigerant R410A. A blend refrigerant that has a noticeable or considerable temperature glide is referred to as blank, and that's zeotropic, such as the refrigerant R407C or R454B. So then we submit our answers, and then we can look through our answers to see if we got any wrong, so then we can go back and look at it or even see the correct answer. Then we simply hit next to continue. Section 7, measuring the pressure temperature of R454B in a running system. The PT chart in figure 4-15 shows two vertical gray pressure columns for R454B. The left-hand gray vertical column is used when measuring the low pressure of the vapor line to determine the saturated temperature of the refrigerant in the evaporator coil. This is referred to as the dew point. Dew point is the saturated temperature in the evaporator coil prior to superheating. This column in the PT chart may be titled as dew, dew point, vapor pressure, or vapor, because it's the low pressure measured on the vapor side, which is the large tube of a running system. In figure 4-16, the right-hand gray vertical pressure column for R454B is used when measuring the high pressure on the liquid line to determine the saturated temperature of the refrigerant in the condenser coil. This is referred to as bubble point. Bubble point is the saturated temperature in the condenser prior to subcooling. This column in the PT chart may be titled as bubble, bubble point, liquid pressure, or liquid because it's the high pressure measured on the liquid side, which is a small tube of a running system. Figure 417 shows an example of a running split system air conditioner that is equipped with R454B refrigerant. The pressure measured on the small liquid line is 300.8 psi. This converts to an R454B saturated temperature of 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Therefore, the temperature of the saturated refrigerant in the outdoor condenser coil is 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Figure 418 shows an example of a running split system air conditioner that's equipped with R454B refrigerant. The pressure measured on the large vapor line is 107.0 psi. This pressure converts to an R454B saturated temperature of 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Therefore, the temperature of the saturated refrigerant in the indoor evaporator coil is 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Apps have been developed to house PT chart correlations for over 70 common refrigerants. To use a PT chart or an app, a technician simply selects a single component refrigerant. Examples are R22 or R32. Then you input the pressure and the app displays the corresponding saturated temperature. Likewise, if the saturated temperature is input, the pressure is displayed. For a blend refrigerant with a temperature glide such as R454B, the technician selects either bubble or dew before inputting any other measurements. Some apps can determine bubble or dew automatically based on whether the technician inputs the pressure as either vapor or liquid. In order to measure the refrigerant charge level and to troubleshoot an air conditioner, it is crucial for technicians to know how to measure the pressure and determine the saturated temperature at both the indoor and outdoor coils. Refrigerant line temperature measurements are also needed to calculate the subcooling and total superheat for measuring the refrigerant charge level and for troubleshooting. This is discussed further in Chapter 7. So I hope this video has helped, and if you want to learn more about HVAC, head over to our courses platform over at acservicetech.com/HVAC courses. So we created this to lower the barrier for education in our industry. You can do these courses on your phone, your tablet, your laptop, and you can earn certificates as you complete each course. So you can head on over, you can head into the free courses or even the $9.99 monthly plan. And we're keeping that price down in order to lower the barrier for entry for new technicians who want to grow. So I hope you enjoy these courses, and we'll see you next time at AC Service Tech channel.